after suffering from the benign paroxysmal positional vertigo. Do not trust a neighbor. Put no confidence in a friend. Even with the woman who lies in your embrace, guard the words of your lips. Micah 7:5. It was early in the morning when I woke up and I felt a dull headache and dizziness. I've never felt like this before. What's wrong with me? As I tried to stand up, I lost my balance and fell flat to the floor. Startled, my husband sprang up. What's wrong? What happened? I don't know. I just feel a little dizzy. I felt that something was wrong with my body. I knelt right away and began to pray. It was to keep my determination firm to never let go of the Lord under any circumstances. It was like a bad car sickness. My stomach felt heavy, and I felt as if I would throw up in any minute. Day by day, the symptom worsened. I couldn't eat and felt tired. Most of all, I couldn't keep myself calm. So I decided to go see a doctor 2 days later on Monday morning. On Monday morning, my husband said that he would have to teach the Bible and visit sick church members. I was still feeling extremely dizzy, so he drove me to the front door of the hospital, dropped me off, and then left. After my examination, the doctor asked me, "You came here with a guardian, right?" "No, I came alone." As I answered him, I began to feel scared and nervous. Do I have some serious disease that he needs to talk to my guardian because I would be too shocked? The doctor bent my head back, moved it around to check, and said, "It's the benign paroxysmal positional vertigo. In other words, you have a stone inside your ear. The main symptom of this disease is extreme dizziness. For elderly patients, they even vomit in the middle of the examination. That's why I asked you if you brought a guardian." According to my doctor, the cause of the dizziness was the little stone in my inner ear which stimulates the semicircular canal and thus leads to the feeling of spinning dizziness. I had never known or even heard before of such symptoms in my life. It was a completely unfamiliar disorder to me. The doctor told me that there was no medicine for this and that it could be cured only by physical therapy called the repositioning therapy. In the taxi home, I felt a little hurt because my husband had not taken care of me. As soon as I got home, I tried the repositioning therapy the doctor had taught me. I had to lie down on my bed, hang my head, and fix it at 45 degrees both to my right and left and hold that position for 15 minutes respectively. And lastly, I had to turn my head 90 degrees in both directions. And I was supposed to do the whole process at least 2 or 3 times a day. It was hard and torturing. While I was in such pain, not even able to eat right, my husband, who had left me to visit some other sick persons, had still not returned home. As time passed by, the feeling of hurt began to turn into anger. No, I shouldn't. I shouldn't feel hurt. Still, how can he leave me to comfort some other sick person when I'm in this indescribable pain? As the grudge in my mind grew bigger, the Lord spoke to me. When your husband comes back and asks you how you are doing, you should tell him you are okay and that is tolerable. Don't try to gain his sympathy and attention by giving him a negative answer. It was the beginning of a different self-battle than I had felt before in the past. My ego was telling me to express my pain and suffering as much as possible to him, while the Lord was telling me to keep my mind until the end, because otherwise I would feel greater pain and difficulties. Finally, My husband came back. Rushing in with his eyes wide open, he asked, "What did the doctor say? What's the problem?" At that moment, I debated so much. What kind of face should I show him? Should I wear an agonized look or a smile? The two gods were competitively telling me to choose them. At that moment, I truly realized how weak I am. Inside, I was dying to say to him, "I'm extremely sick. I feel spinning and dizziness. I feel like I could die from this pain." I wanted his compassion and attention. Yet, the Lord was telling me to smile. It was hard, but I decided to follow God's advice and muffled. "It's benign paroxysmal positioning vertigo. The doctor says it's nothing serious. I should be okay soon." He grinned and said, "Whew, that's a relief. I was worried that it might be something serious." And that was it. No longer worried, he was busy doing his work and didn't even talk to me anymore. Again, I began to feel hurt, disappointed, and resentful. Even looking at me struggling to do the difficult therapy process by myself, he wouldn't even ask me if I was okay. During the few days of this treatment, I felt and learned so much. While we should show more attention and care when the other is sick or struggling, it is rather easier said than done. It is right to follow the Lord's advice and talk positively about my situation and do not expect things from men. Yet, embarrassingly, I still long for love from men, for I am not yet complete. I learned that unless one ceaselessly chooses God and calls upon His name in order to control their feelings, the times when they're sick can be a turning point where the couple may turn into lifelong enemies. I called upon Jesus countless times, asking Him to remove the feelings of resentment and anger toward my husband in my mind.